How's it going, Austin? My name is Leonard Parker. I made this quick video just to go over some areas of opportunity I'm seeing for your website as it relates to SEO. So my approach, first I looked at, the foundational SEO things. I looked at on-page SEO, technical SEO, and site speed. And from what I saw, there really isn't anything to be fixed. All the on-page SEO is following best practices. The website loads very quickly, and there really wasn't anything glaring there where we actually need to go in and fix. So my next step was to look at, okay, their foundational SEO is in order. What are some ways we can improve their SEO based on where they're already ranking? So I took a look at your website in a SEO tool called Ahrefs, and just looking at some summaries of your organic traffic and your organic keywords. So from what I'm seeing here, and I imagine this is due to a bit to COVID, traffic has been a bit down this year, compared to your usual so far up to June. And when I look at your keywords, looks like you were doing really well at the very beginning of the year, but there was a Google update in February, and that caused your keywords to drop quite a bit, your rankings to drop quite a bit. While it did start to pick up in April, you can still see there's a bit of a gap there between now and where you were in January. And so we need to identify, number one, those keywords that did drop. Are they really important to your business? And figure out, okay, how can we better optimize your website for those keywords? So that includes looking at the content and following best practices as far as writing content for that specific keyword. One strategy for one keyword might be very different than another. So we use an advanced tool that pretty much tells us, okay, if we're trying to rank for charter bus Columbia, Missouri, our content, our page needs to incorporate these elements. So we would need to do some deeper analysis to figure out what are those keywords and what are some of the content improvements that are needed to regain your rankings. Okay, and then when I look at your detailed keyword list here, and this is filtered on keywords that are ranking from the middle of page 1 to the bottom of page 3. And these are called, I call these low-hanging fruit keywords, because if you give any of these phrases just a bit of SEO attention, there's great potential on getting that phrase getting your website onto page 1 for that phrase and for your site to start getting some of that traffic. Now, all of these aren't relevant, but I kind of pick out some here. Charter Columbia, Missouri, 300 searches per month on average. You're at number 23. So that's at the top of page 3. Another one I saw here, Charter Bus St. Louis. So 150 searches per month on average. You're at the bottom of page 2. And then, there are some others here. Springfield, Missouri, Party Bus. So really, the first step would be kind of going through this in detail, kind of understanding more of the context and the goals of your business, and picking out which keywords are highest priority, and figuring out, like I kind of just went over here on the previous slide, figuring out how can we modify the content to better rank for those keywords. Okay, and then going to your website now. So there are two things I saw with the content on your website. Number one, for your, I guess I would call these your different target demographics, or I guess people, the types of trips that you provide to people. I'm on the wedding transportation page now. So the challenge here is, I know that your company targets specific cities. I think they're all listed. Where do I see it? Yeah, listed here. And so the way I interpret this is, there's someone, I'm in Houston. So if I was looking in Houston, your company really wouldn't be relevant because you only serve Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana, Arkansas, and Illinois. Now, going back to the wedding transportation page, we need to figure out how to incorporate some local relevance to the cities that you're targeting. So for instance, instead of just having we provide quality wedding transportation and having wedding transportation in your title here, your title tag, maybe you make that something like Springfield wedding transportation. And then we provide quality wedding transportation in Springfield, Missouri, or we provide quality Springfield, Missouri wedding transportation. And that would add a little bit more local relevancy for this page so that Google understands that, okay, you're not trying to target people who are looking for wedding transportation everywhere, but only in certain select cities. And so the challenge there would be we have, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's a considerable number of locations that you're targeting. So what I typically do is kind of break this into buckets. So priority 1, maybe it's your top 5 most important cities. Priority 2 would be the next 5. Priority 3 would be the next 5, and so on, until you build out those cities. I will also look at, okay, of these different services, which are the most important for the business? So if you tell me, Leonard, weddings, casinos, corporate, churches, those are the most important, then we will really focus our attention on those. As far as adding local relevance and also building out what I call supporting pages. So going back to the wedding page, not only do you want to add some local relevance here, but you also want to add supporting pages that add more topical relevancy for your website. So just now I was talking about local relevancy, but now I'm talking about topical relevancy. And for this specific page we're looking at, you want to focus on topics that are relevant to weddings and relevant to transportation for weddings. So an example article, and this is usually where a blog would come into play. You could have something like top 5 reasons why you want to use charter buses on your wedding day. That's not very creative, but I think that kind of helps you get the idea. You want to have something that's relevant, but on like a subtopic of your main service page. And once that content is added to the website, we'll make sure it's interlinked with this page so that it adds more topical relevancy. And then I would probably, my goal is usually 4 to 5 of these supporting articles or supporting pages for the main page, and then have them all interlinked together, and then have them all interlinked with your main service page. And that over time, I find, regardless of niche or industry, works really well, because not only are you adding more content to your website, so you're giving your website more opportunities to be found, but you're adding more topical relevance. So you're seen more as an authority for wedding transportation for Missourians. Okay. Now, other than that, I did take a look at your Google My Business for your different locations. So I found one for, I guess it's Kingdom City, Festus, and Poplar Bluff. I didn't find any. What was the other one? Stratford. So the number one thing here I see is we have to improve these reviews. Even if you do everything right, SEO is in good order, someone's going to probably look up your reviews. That's the time we live in now, before they give you guys a call or submit their information to be contacted. And they see a 1-star review, and then the other ones aren't great, 3-star, 2.8. Yeah, that's going to prevent them from calling. They're going to go to one of your competitors. That's just how it goes. So what I would recommend, and we actually have a software where you can actually send it out to people after they have used your services. And the way our software works is, okay, you can have a thumbs up, thumbs down. If they give thumbs down, well, obviously you don't want those people giving you reviews. So what you can do to kind of mitigate that is actually reach out to them or have someone on your team reach out to them to say, hey, how could your experience been better, and find some way to mitigate that situation before they go and leave a bad review on your site or on your Google My Business. And then I would just really improve the review. So I know that's something that's more geared on your end, but we can definitely give you the tools to make that process easier. And then from what I can see with the Google My Business, I could use some better kind of creative. So video would be very helpful. There are some certain guidelines that you have to use for your Google My Business video. But can definitely add a more engaging element to the profile. I know your team, you guys do trips everywhere. Take pictures of those trips. I mean, those can definitely help with, okay, these guys go here, these guys go there. Even better if it's a popular landmark. And just like you did here, include your bus in a shot so that people connect your bus company with that particular landmark. And then I would also like to see pictures of the inside of the bus. I think, if I were looking for charter buses, that's something I would be interested in if it was available. So, take, an afternoon or a weekend and just go through the bus and take pictures. So your customers know exactly what they're getting when they work with you all. So that brings me to the end of the video, Austin. I hope it has been helpful, and I will include a few more details here in my message. Thanks, and have a great rest of your day.